Let me be clear. It is those named in this indictment that have lost their moral compass, and they will be held accountable.
First at 6, 4 men trusted with the badge as masked state troopers allegedly violated that trust in a bribery conspiracy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Glenn Jones.
And I'm Priscilla Casper. Now, in total, 6 people were arrested in a scheme that gave guaranteed passing scores to certain applicants for commercial driver's licenses.
We have team coverage for you tonight with NBC 10's John Maroney and our investigator, Ryan Kath. Let's start with John, who has details on the federal investigation tonight. John.
Glenn and Priscilla, this is all the result of a lengthy investigation. The charges are serious and disappointing, given the fact they involve people from law enforcement.
This case is about the specific individuals charged in this indictment and referenced in this indictment. It is not about the more than 2,000 men and women who serve in the Massachusetts State Police.
A 74-count indictment against former and current state troopers accused of taking bribes in exchange for commercial driver's licenses.
The CDLs were for sale, and troopers were bribed with free goods to pass applicants no matter how they performed on the test.
The scheme is said to have involved 4 troopers responsible for issuing the CDLs. 2 of the troopers are retired, but all of them have been charged, along with 2 civilians. Authorities say licenses were given to 17 drivers who failed or never took the test in exchange for goods and services, with troopers sharing text messages like this one. Did the 1030 pass today? Yes, sir. He got the golden handshake.
I'm quite familiar with this investigation, and I'm pleased to see the indictments today. There needs to be accountability and transparency in everything that's done.
The interim colonel of the state police said in a statement the alleged misconduct of those defendants is the antithesis of and in stark contrast to the values, character, and integrity of the overwhelming majority of troopers. Sergeant Gary Cedarquist was head of the CDL unit. The U.S. attorney says a $10,000 fix to his driveway in Stoughton was done for free. Also for free, a snowblower and other items. Investigators say troopers like Joel Rogers also conspired with 2 civilians at a trucking firm and a water supply company to benefit themselves. Now, 4 of the defendants, they pleaded not guilty in federal court this afternoon. 2 others, 2 retired state police troopers, they were arrested in Florida, and they'll be brought back to Boston at a later date to face charges. We're live in Boston. John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
John, thank you. Now, continuing our team coverage, today's indictment was filled with criminal charges related to falsified documents and conspiracy within the Massachusetts State Police. Now, those allegations may sound pretty familiar for an agency that has already seen a steady drumbeat of negative headlines in recent years. Our NBC 10 investigator Ryan Kath joining us in studio with a closer look at the impact of yet really, Ryan, another black eye for the state police.
Yeah, Priscilla, the series of scandals started in 2017 when 2 troopers say they were pressured to remove embarrassing details about the arrest of a judge's daughter. The scandal known as Troopergate led to the abrupt retirement of the agency's colonel and a lengthy ethics investigation. But that was just the beginning. Since then, a long list of officers have appeared in courtrooms as defendants accused of betraying the public trust. The widest-reaching scandal was an overtime fraud scheme that implicated nearly 50 state troopers. The details involved officers submitting for overtime pay they never worked along the Mass Pike. Troop E was disbanded after the scheme came to light in 2018. And the scandal cost a number of troopers their jobs, led to a wave of retirements, and resulted with convictions inside federal and state courtrooms and restitution to taxpayers.
I just had conversation.
The former president of the state union was sentenced to prison last May for accepting kickbacks and spending union money on his personal expenses. Dana Pullman was a trooper for more than 30 years up until his resignation in 2018. Instead of representing the interests of 1,500 members, prosecutors say Pullman embezzled union funds to pay for expensive meals and take trips to Florida with his girlfriend. And in 2022, the NBC 10 investigators were the first to tell you about the injuries suffered by recruits when they performed bear crawls on hot pavement at the academy. The unauthorized exercises resulted in at least 20 trainees being treated by medical staff and caused a leadership shakeup at the academy. These scandals are causing a trickle-down effect on the Commonwealth's largest law enforcement agency. Last November, we told you how recruits are dropping out of the academy at a record rate when the state police are already having a tough time attracting officers and addressing ongoing staffing challenges. The high-profile cases have led to some reform measures. Today, state police said body cameras are now required for all commercial driver's license exams. And after the overtime scheme, the agency added location tracking to department cruisers and shifted to electronic tickets instead of paper citations that could be altered. In a statement, a department spokesperson said the misconduct is a stark contrast to the values, character, and integrity exhibited by the overwhelming majority of troopers every day. In the studio, Ryan Kath, NBC 10 Investigates.